right. We'll see if Rick is gonna. I don't know. I got like 45 minutes left here. Got all my stuff up here. He said he'd have it charged so it doesn't die again. And this is what, the fourth time that I'm up here getting nothing done. I got other stuff I got to worry about too, and the longer it sits there and waits, the more likely it is to get towed. But I'm not out there dealing with that because I'm in here. See, this is the thing about gaslighting. This is why people gaslight, because it works. Especially if they pick a disabled person or a homeless person or a man. Nobody's actually going to care. They're going to call up and say, oh, yeah, sure, I'll help. Click. Oh, my phone died. I believe that the first. But how many times am I supposed to believe that? I can't afford all of this stuff, and there is nobody coordinating with me on this. I show them the evidence. What do you expect me to do with that? Fuck. And obviously, there's lots of people who have good intentions. They just have no follow through. I get bored with the situation. I mean, well, I'm not bored with it. I can't get bored with it because I'm constantly stuck in it.
The TextNow subscriber you are trying to reach is not available. Please leave your message after the tone.
Hey Rick, it's Sean. Apparently your phone's still not working. Supposed to make these calls with a friend or family member, but I've literally never had one. I gotta try to get complete strangers to give a shit. Not that it matters.
Thank you for calling Tillamook Circuit Court. We are now closed. Our office hours are 8 to 12 and 1 to 5, Monday through Friday. We are closed all legal holidays. Please call back during these hours. Thank you.
Well, I guess I'll have to wait until 1 o'clock. That's about 45 minutes. Rick Anderson, type text now, won't let me call you, unfortunately. Well, that's a very major problem, wouldn't you think? See, this kind of stuff that I get treated like I'm making it up, that I'm not trying. I'm doing the best I goddamn can. Nobody coordinates with me. It ends up being a situation like this every time. It's not people don't try, and sure, many of them may have good intentions, but most of them didn't. And most of them still don't. And I try not to get overwhelmed with this because I got to try to sort between people who mean well and people who don't. All these folks trying to make it all about Natalie. No, it's about the fucking hell that her and her friends and family have continued to put me through. Natalie Bollinger could have simply told those people to stop. Instead of playing victim, resulting in me being harmed this fucking day. But meanwhile, I got to try to coordinate with people whose stuff doesn't work. Meanwhile, they expect all my stuff to work all the time. Do you not understand that for the last 7 years, everybody's phone dies at exactly the wrong time? Every single time. Every single time somebody's going to actually help turn it into the police and make a report. Somebody gets sick. Somebody new got cancer. Somebody got beat up by their abusive boyfriend who didn't leave a mark. Somebody had to move emergency, like their phone fell in the toilet. You see, I'm having to rely on people who don't give two shits about me. They just want to see if they can find some extras on the scoop. And it sucks. And sometimes there's people who legitimately mean well, and life is just sucking for them. That's true. But how am I to know which is which? When none of them come forward, none of them write it down. None of them pay attention to the fact that every time that happens, it's another day of my life where I'm stuck here in hell. Someone calling themselves loose weight typed, "Hi, Sean. Hey, just so you know, the reason that people's names, phone numbers ended up on the internet is because these were people who promised to help, promised to listen and understand, promised to look at evidence, promised to help turn it in to the police. But they never did. They took advantage of me and think that it's okay. It's the systemic abuse against at-risk adults, and obviously they're using the term mentally ill to deprive me of the rights that should be afforded to someone who's quote-unquote mentally ill. They're trying to pretend that I'm schizophrenic as an excuse for all of the harm that they've committed, including the assaults, including the deprivation of rights. But you have to care and you don't. You don't care how much abuse I've had to go through because none of you speak up. You hear the term mentally ill and you assume schizophrenic nut job who deserves to be abused. And you can see on these websites and in real life, example after example that even I have recorded on my YouTube channel of disabled people being taken advantage of by both the system and those on the streets. And then you tell us it's our fault, we chose it. That because we're adults, there's discrimination based on age. Because I'm an adult, I shouldn't have a human reaction to being abused, to being assaulted, to my friends and family dying. You're completely nuts. So who here is going to help me to make those calls? Is anyone going to help? Or is it just me sitting here in severe pain, waiting on more people to bullshit me? I got all these papers here I need help with, but somebody needs to help explain that I need help. I can't do this stuff for myself, and these predators are taking advantage of it. I go through and I find all this evidence to send to people like Mr. Rick Anderson and many other complete and total strangers, because you know what? None of my friends cared. They were all too busy telling me to think this way, think that way, and believe this and believe that. Bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, so on and so forth. It's all a bunch of goddamn hoopla. None of it gets someone who actually cares about me as a human being to actually look at the evidence, to listen to my story. Most of these people sound bored, don't they? Most people, when they want to help, they want to throw $10 at it and call it good. Well, that's not help in this situation. I need somebody to look at evidence and speak up that it's real. The other thing is getting a hold of who it is that we're supposed to. We have to do that together. And literally everybody wants to avoid that one. Oh, Sean, tell me who to call and I'll call them for you. But no, you have to do it with the victim or you'll get blown off too. Y'all don't like my mouth. Well, take a look at what I've had to endure. I'm not the one threatening to kill people. I'm not the one assaulting people. I'm not the one putting rocks through people's windows. I'm not the one screaming the N-word at people. I'm not the one screaming derogatory names for the LGBT community. I'm not the one going into supermarkets and screaming at innocent people that they're pedophiles and rapists and murderers. You get to see how Rick Anderson is having issues with the text now thing. Yeah, text now. Is that my fault? Is that his fault? Does that make us evil people? Am I allowed to be frustrated at the situation? Of course not. I'm an adult male. They're all sexist. Adult men aren't allowed to have emotions. We only have the emotions that you assign to us. There's a lot of people that want to be afraid that their number might pop up on the internet. Well, I don't have that worry. It's already up there. It's been put up there repeatedly by people who claim to be my friends. So let's consider that a little bit. Who's texting at me now? I have more recent ones with people busting my windows out, people driving by and screaming anti-LGBT stuff, people screaming the N-word at me, people throwing all manner of God knows what at my vehicle, coming into the Safeway and screaming that I'm a pedophile and a rapist and a murderer. Yeah, dude, I've had to put up with this stuff since I left Virginia in 2016. You know, that phone that was all busted to shit, I got that from Alicia Bollinger for my birthday in 2016. My birthday in 2016 was the last time I ever saw Natalie Bollinger. You look at all of the messages between Natalie and myself after I left Virginia, literally all of them are about stopping the assaults and abuse.
People busting my windows out, people driving by and screaming anti-LGBT stuff, people screaming the N-word at me, people throwing all manner of God knows what in my vehicle, coming into the Safeway and screaming that I'm a pedophile and a rapist and a murderer. Yeah, dude, I've had to put up with this stuff since I left Virginia in 2016. You know, that phone that was all busted to shit, I got that from Alicia Bollinger for my birthday in 2016. My birthday in 2016 was the last time I ever saw Natalie Bollinger. You look at all of the messages between Natalie and myself after I left Virginia, literally all of them are about stopping the assaults and abuse.
I asked if I thought about changing my name and appearance. What I need is a friend or family member who cares that I am being abused and isn't just going to sit there and let us be talked over, which obviously never going to happen, right? So the ADA tillamook person will be there around 1 o'clock. That's about the time I'm supposed to be out of the room here. I don't think it's likely that Rick Anderson is going to call in any of these places with me. It's not likely that I'm going to have the time to do any of this. Like, all I'm doing is run around in circles for people who aren't doing nothing. We're basically just wasting time, but when it comes time to actually get something turned in, it's It says, if you have a complaint of police brutality or the abuse of your rights by the police or other public officials, contact the nearest office of the Federal Bureau of Investigation listed in the front of your telephone directory under police, or write to the Department of Justice at the address above. Of course, when you go on alone, nobody hears you. Lose weight. You were meeting with Tillamook 88 at 1 o'clock. No, I was going to call them this morning. There's a lot of stuff that I have to try to do from my car at night. This is the only time any of y'all will ever make time, is after 5 o'clock at night. And then you'll bug the shit out of me until my phone dies, but you won't listen. You'll say, yeah, I'll help you, but you leave it open-ended. And if you don't leave it open-ended, you just don't show up or you don't call. At least some of you call. Say, yeah, I won't make it. Or you call me 3 days later and say, oh, my phone died. Or, sorry, I was busy. A lot of guys will message me, yeah, dude, I was busy with a girl. I hope you understand. Like, no, I don't. I don't understand that, not in the least bit. Not chasing tail anyway. The problem here is that I don't have anyone making the calls with me. I don't have anyone helping me to fill out the paperwork that they require. And none of these government agencies are going to tell me the right thing to do. If they do tell me the right thing to do, they're going to say it in the middle of a spree of giving us complete and total bullshit about a scenario that doesn't fucking exist. It's stupid. Meanwhile, getting a hold of the FBI, they don't listen to me. They hang up immediately. They threaten harm against me for calling the son of a bitch. So fuck you, FBI. I've done every goddamn thing that I can to try to get those pieces of shit to take a look. With the exception of hurting people. I don't understand why lose weight keeps typing on here. This is somebody who doesn't do anything to help. Doesn't help to turn it in. Doesn't make calls with me. I didn't make this channel for the viewers. I made this channel for the evidence. Because I didn't have a real friend or family member who gave a shit. While I take this abuse, my friends and family want to ignore it because it's not happening to them. Guaranteed, if I give them a tiny taste of what I have to go through every day, they will flip their fucking wig. Meanwhile, who hears my side? In real life, I try to show people in real life that their drug addictions are more important, their alcohol is more important, their methamphetamines, their fentanyl. I'm not allowed to defend myself, you stupid shits, because of the term mentally ill. Not allowed means they literally, illegally prevent me from being able to do so. They're allowed to illegally cut me off from resources, to cut me off from my friends and family, to create a space of danger for me everywhere that I go through this slander, and yet you come on here to be entertained by my personal hell. It's horrible. Let's see. Oh, come on. Someone calling themselves Trinity Templar typed, "You look sick today." I am sick today. I'm sick every day. My entire life is hurry up and wait, while these people don't care that I'm being harmed while I'm having to hurry up and wait. I'm having to work with a bunch of people who don't have any resources, while my predators have unlimited resources. The people who claim that they'll help me don't often help. They most generally just take advantage of me. I need to lay down on the floor because my back is killing me. Trinity Templar type, what's up? Sorry, this is my first time going to your live. I saw it when browsing live channels. I'm sorry about that. This is a bad channel to be on. There's a lot of abuse on here I need help turning in, and I didn't actually make this for the viewers. I made it for evidence.
People's ideas are all the same. If you're a guy in order to stop abuse, people say, well, you ever think about moving somewhere else? You ever think about changing your parents? You ever think about changing your name? People don't take a look at the history that you end up with, though, when you're not allowed to defend yourself in court. You're not allowed to show evidence, and public pretenders don't care. I don't hardly get any sleep. I'm forced to stay with alcoholics for the most part. Drug addicts, people who are addicted to loud noises and attention from themselves. Meanwhile, a lot of these people, I get thrown in my face because these people offered to help. Well, offering to help is not the same as coming through, is it?
Trinity Templar type internet abuse like stalking. Yes, I deal with that. I also deal with physical abuse in real life, psychological abuse in real life, people vandalizing my things in real life, physically assaulting me in real life. All over the death of Natalie Bollinger and how popular it is to lie about me for entertainment. People pretend that I stalked Natalie for over a year before she died. No, they stalked me. It wasn't just Natalie. I couldn't go and see my friends and family in Boulder, Colorado. It's where all of my loved ones lived. All the ones that weren't scattered to the four winds, but I couldn't see them because some junkie was embarrassed. Trinity like, oh, typed, oh, what the hell? Yeah. Obviously, no need to make any calls. It's not going to do anything. Trinity Templar type Natalie, is that your girlfriend or something? Well, you said death, so I assume they're passed away. No, that was never my girlfriend. We were just friends. I knew her when she was 13 or 14. Well, I knew of her and her sister when she was 13 or 14. The hell is frozen over here? Ah, fuck it. Anyway, she got shot in the head. Her and her friends stalked me for over a year. I went to my friends for help. They didn't care. They blew me off. I went to the cops for help. They didn't care. They blew me off. I asked Natalie for help stopping it. She didn't care. She played victim. People harm me more. I asked them to stop. They didn't stop. It sucks because you leave us zero way to protect ourselves or defend ourselves from psychopaths like Natalie Bollinger, Alicia Bollinger, Rochelle Shelley Campbell, Roseanne Kelly. Abusive women have a lot in their arsenal. They have a lot of chances and a lot of options. And they'll gang up as a group, and there's nothing you can do about it. Take the abuse unless you have a friend or family member who cares. Of course, if I'd had a friend or family member who cares, they would have helped me to turn in the abuse by Natalie Bollinger. They would have at least tried mediating, but not a goddamn one of them did, and none of you are helping to show that, and none of you care that I'm being abused to this day. Trinity Templar typed, can make a police report. Well, first of all, I don't know exactly what you mean by that because you're missing some parts. But not without a friend or family member helping. I'm a homeless male. Obviously, Trinity's a female. Nobody who's a male is going to be that ignorant. No, I can't make a police report without a friend or family member who cares. I'm a homeless man. Trinity Templar type, yes, I am a female. I kind of figured. See, that's one of the things that we have to face is we're told that everything is our fault. All the laws are set up to help out all these white men, but in reality, most of our laws are set up to protect women and children. And they're supposed to protect the disabled, yet they don't. MS Anthropy typed, I came in and you weren't on camera. Where were you? I was on the floor trying to get my back to function. Now, why does that matter? And why are we focused on that instead of turning in the abuse? Here, yet again, we've got another person who claimed they were going to help, and it's just turned into an entertainment thing so far. As always. Like all that's happening here, instead of getting some of this turned in, it's just making more. Instead of turning in some of the evidence, I'm just making more evidence that I'm stuck doing this alone with people who are typing at me about their goddamn opinions but aren't lifting a goddamn finger. People that I have offered time and again to send evidence to, and some of them I actually have, and still this is where we're at. I got 7 more minutes before I can call the ADA place. I only have 7 more minutes of having this room. Meanwhile, all of the time that I had to have help, just like every single other time, it's just me hurrying up and waiting for things that are never going to happen. See, this is why I'm taking abuse, because nobody cares that I'm taking abuse. You tell me that you're sorry. Well, that's cute, but sorries don't stop abuse. If your daughter comes to you and says, I was just raped, are you going to tell her you're sorry? You're going to consider that a solution for her problem? How about if your son shows up and tells you that he was just beaten up on his way home from school? Now, you guys might go, well, you're not a child. Well, vulnerable is the key word there. Children aren't the only people in this world who are vulnerable. The more different you are, the more likely you are to be victimized. MSN type, where you at? Looks like a nice place. Why does it fucking matter? I'm at the goddamn library in Tillamook. Why the fuck does it matter where I'm at? Why the fuck do you ask that every goddamn fucking thing? Why can't you focus on what's important here? No, it's about your fucking questions, as always. Here I am answering question after question after question. I need help turning this in. Is there anybody here who's not a lazy piece of shit? Is there anybody here who actually cares about American rights, about human rights, about disabled rights? Is there anybody who cares that I take abuse every single day over this? How many of the people that I've sent video after video after video of the assaults to, how many of them have ever helped me to turn them in? None. Last minute, every one of them got something else going on. Every single time. Oh, what I meant to say though is, this is my penthouse suite. I'm really a multi-trillionaire and I own the United States and Bob. There you go. I said something y'all can construe as crazy. Sean says he's a multi-trillionaire who owns the United States and Bob. Trinity Templar typed, I feel sorry hearing the story, but to be honest, I heard you say it, but nobody will help. I don't even know how someone would help. And that's pretty simple. How would you help if it was your sister being abused or your brother? You would listen to them so you knew what happened. And then you would call the police with them. You would go in person if you were actually in the same town. If they're hundreds of miles away, you'd make the call yourself over the phone. And you'd make sure that you stayed on the phone with them, so if the police tried to bully them, you could speak up. You'd look at evidence and help to turn it in right away. How would you do it if it was a friend or family member, which of course I am not. I'm not a friend of yours. I'm not a family member of yours. But to these predators, I'm a hell of a good target, because the only place that I have to speak up is YouTube and Facebook. And the only people on YouTube and Facebook are people who want to harm me, or people who don't give a shit if I'm harmed or not. They'll tell me how sorry they are, that they don't know how, that they can't figure it out. Loose weight typed, have the police ever seen the videos? The police refuse to look at the videos. I've got video after video of that too. About me trying to find a safe place where I can sit down and show the police what's going on and still be able to record it, because I am a disabled homeless man. This is the part that literally all of you overlook. All of you who are showing yourselves to be women are showing yourselves this through the same exact line of questioning. Police don't give a shit about us. We have penises. They don't care about us. We have penises. They know that if they have a bad day, they can take it out on us because we have penises. Now, being a homeless person makes it worse, because they know that even though somebody with a penis in the house might be able to sue, somebody with a penis on the streets isn't even going to have a mailbox to get that shit sent to. Let's see. Loose weight typed, have the police ever seen the videos? I remember the video where they would look at evidence of the Andrew Walnes assault, but it was on the phone you were recording on. Yeah, exactly. Over and over again. That's why I try to get somebody else to help. Now there's another phone that I have. This one right here. Until I had issues in January, I would have been able to show it on that phone. That's the reason I bought a second goddamn phone to begin with. So that number one, those restricted calls I wouldn't have to fucking deal with because I got a different number, like all of you want to suggest over and over again. How many different phones have I had in the last 7 years? Exactly because of that. Kind of difficult. And that's exactly the issue. The police already know what these issues are. That's why they went out of their way to avoid me the whole situation until that was done. Once I started posting up about having that issue, you're damn right they stay fucking notified. Yes, these officers are going to share information that becomes useful for them, not useful for me. They've already done wrong shit. They did wrong shit when I first got here, including that officer. So it's not that I haven't tried. It's not that I haven't made the attempt. That I have been denied those rights, and that's the problem. None of you care that the rights are violated. There's plenty of things that you can do, plenty of people that you can write. But are you going to? Trinity Templar type, sorry, I'm 19, so there's a lot of the world and how things are done that I did not know about. Very true. I'm 43 and there's a lot of shit that I'm completely ignorant of. I have to have help in person with internet stuff. I don't have help in person, so I'm screwed on that. A lot of younger people are real good with these phones, but of course I try to avoid young people like the plague because they're younger. You never know what kind of wild cockamamie ideas they might get because you said hello, or because you said yes, ma'am, or yes, sir. MS Anthropy typed that is weird. Hooded Man typed howdy. Trinity Templar typed are the police. They're corrupt. I'm from Astoria, and while it's not super far, it's also not close, so I don't know about the police there. Oh my God, I've been to Astoria. You want to see some videos from Astoria? I might be able to dig them up. Let's see. Here's one. Warrenton, Oregon. Copy link address. Forgive me, this one's in Warrenton, Miss Trinity, but here's a link that you can save. That one's a guy bullying me in Warrenton over Natalie Volunteer's death and over filming the professional services that I was sent to. That's right. Officers there claimed that I was wanted for murder in Colorado. Same thing they're telling people here when I first got here. Try to get people not to listen to me. See, it's to the police's benefit after they've broken the law in the way that they did to ignore any and all crimes against me. Let's see. Hooded man types, basically they are. Most of America is corrupt, especially the time when I used to live in Tillamook and the police were racist to my father, giving him a ticket for no apparent reason. See, Hooded man, you should take a look. There's a lot here. Hooded man typed, this is back in 2010, I remember. Trinity Templar type, wow, this whole situation seems crazy. It really does. Actually, we can type in Tillamook, Oregon, KKK. Here's one about a 14-year-old being assaulted that I posted up. Let's see. Copy link address. We'll post this one up for you too. Right now, you know those videos that you guys keep typing about, the ones where I'm being abused, the ones where you get to hear Chris Stafford calling me the N-word, or of course wants to scream that I'm gay, or, you know, them youth from Tillamook Sporting Goods parking lot driving by and screaming the N-word at me repeatedly. If you could try to keep those posted in my comment sections so that people can see them. And when you see these other YouTube web sleuth places, post those videos up so people can see them. Let them know that that shit exists. Let them know that I'm not screaming for no fucking reason. Obviously. MS Anthropy type, I didn't know there were still Klansmen around. Oh, there's a lot of them. Do they wear the robes and hats? I'm supposed, and they probably do. Let's see. Here's one from 4 months ago. Copy link address. This news,
Hours are from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. We are closed all legal holidays. If you would like to speak with a jury coordinator, press 1. Make a payment, press 2. Contact family, civil, press 6. Request a copy. Customer service Monday through Friday. We are closed all legal holidays. If you would like to speak with a jury coordinator, press 1. Make a payment, press 2. Contact family law coordinator, press 3. Probate cases, press 4.
all right, so it doesn't even give us the option of typing in an extension, does it? So literally I've gotten nothing done. All I've done is waste another day of my life. Haven't turned in any of my predators. I've just been getting on here begging one of you to help me for literally years. So you guys type your goddamn opinions. Fuck your opinions. Help stop this abuse. It's not just in Tillamook. This is nationwide. Who's got it worse than black people? Homeless people. Who's got it worse than Mexican people? Here in the United States, homeless people. Are there black people who have it worse than homeless people? Yeah, they're black homeless people. You want to decide how much someone is deserving or non-deserving of abuse based on skin color or gender. It's pretty screwed up. When you want to pretend that somebody might be a child molester because you had a bad day and you just want someone to hurt, it's fucked up. It costs money to be able to do all these things, and it also costs money to live. I'm a disabled person. I don't get paid enough disability money to fucking live on, let alone defend myself against monsters like these. People like Andrew Wolness, people like Chris Stafford, people who want to be angry that I spoke up publicly, but take a look at where I have to go after this. Let me show you. It's raining outside. Was been beaten in. The fact is that none of you care that hey, this is wrong. Close all